It's about that time. You're rocking with your boy Damo Unleashed and Sky Black on the Nashville Caveman Podcast. Stay tuned.
Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. I gotta turn up this function, like I'm in the Lotus and punch it. All I'm gonna ask is stay in your lane, and you won't be food for my lunch. I'm coming up out of the dungeon, cooking up plans to make something from nothing. And since I secured the bag, it's time to do math, so I'ma keep hustling. I thought I had lost my way or something. I am not feeling what they say is busting. They keep us trapping this way, disgusting. If you so happen to catch me flexing, I could be killing the stressful day by learning how to install some chromic crystals on the Escalade. Matching the optics on my sternum. I am for the sake of the people. Grabbing my Glock and pray to the Lord, cause not everybody tryna be peaceful. I still hope we set the stage for showing them how it's supposed to be, so those that's close to me won't have to ask, hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Just know that I'm up. Just know that I'm up. Hey, what you got in that bag? Let me explain what I'm talking about. Had a joint called down about it. Letting these loud mouths know how to move without sound. Best if we don't even shout out. Midwest, east, west, down south, till we get even or even above. Till then we gon' opt out and educate on the backside. Folk gotta act right and they won't backslide. Just put it together no matter the weather, my brother. So hey, if you dealing with vices in you and it's cutting you up like against you, put it on chill for real, or they gon' just use it against you. You got in that bag. Quiet water.
What is going on, y'all, man? This is your boy Damo Unleashed. Welcome to the Nashville Caveman Podcast. It is that time, Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Your favorite day of the week. I am Damo Unleashed again, and I'm going to go ahead and roll out the red carpet for a good friend of mine that's like a brother. So the floor is yours.
Absolutely, everybody. Congratulations on making it to another Tuesday. Tuesdays are going to start being the best day of the week. I also want to shout out to Empty Your Pocket Records and I'm sorry what the other one was called. But anyway, we have new music from J Rev, Show Daddy, Launchpad. We have new music, y'all, so stay tuned tonight. The D Bling Radio Show, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and replay from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So they just sent me the music, so you don't want to miss it. New music from those guys. Don't forget, we also stream on offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. So once this new music streams on the radio show, play on the radio show, we're going to stream it on offtoprecords.net. So plus I also get in contact with these guys and let them know about you, Damo. They should know. Do you know a guy named Show Daddy? You know Show Daddy?
If I do, not by artist name, but maybe by his real name. I'm not sure.
And get them in contact with you about, doing the interview and the videos.
Man, that sounds...
This weekend, y'all, as far as my wrestling, I will be in Huntington, depending on the weather. Because did you see it's supposed to snow?
Yes, tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, depending on the weather, Huntington, Tennessee, ICW, I will be in the Shane Smalls Battle Royal. They have the tournament. They got 7 guys in the tournament, but then they're going to have a Battle Royal to see who qualifies for the 8th guy. I'll be in that Battle Royal, and then Sunday, I'll be going against D'Amico for the No Limit Pro Broken Limits title. So back-to-back days. If you're in Huntington, West Tennessee, come see me. If you are in Tullahoma Sunday, come see me.
All right, man. I wish you the absolute best of luck. What time does that start on Saturday?
Saturday, 6:30.
Okay.
The Battle Royal will be the first thing going, so that's at 6:30. And then Sunday at actual 6. Doors open at 5. Show starts at 6.
Nice.
Depending on what.
This past weekend, they had the NBA All-Star weekend.
I missed it, man. How was it?
Well, it's different. Now they got 4 teams, and Kenny, Chuck, Shaq, and I forget who else had a team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a little 4-team tournament. So I don't know how I felt about that. I wish they would just go back to the old school format.
Absolutely.
I think they're doing a little bit too much. Actually, I'll tell you what I would love for them to do, and I think this will be better. They should have a one-on-one. I mean, if you want to make it interesting, make it competitive, make it one-on-one. I think if they turn it into, they have multiple courts out, right? And they turned it into a one-on-one, I think, man, more people would be engaged with that than the way they got it set up now. So,
absolutely. Well, see, I'm old school. Like, it was great to have East versus West because a lot of those stars, right, before they had super teams, they played against each other. That was the only night I could see a Kobe and Michael and Magic and Hakeem Olajuwon
on the same team.
On the same team. Now they're trying to make it like as you playing NBA 2K, whatever. Then they want Dream Team, so I can draft all these players like a video game and do all that stuff. I mean, that's cool for the younger people, but for people my age, I just want to see the best of the West play the best of the East.
I agree. I think that's part of the format that I wish they would have left alone. Unfortunately, they didn't. But the one thing I liked that they added was the skills competition. I like that.
Yeah.
The dunk contest is, I mean, man, some people, entertained by it. I wasn't, because the guy that actually won it wasn't an NBA player. So, man, these dudes got all this money and now they turned into pansies. They don't want to compete. Jordan and Vince Carter made their names off of the dunk contest.
Dominique Wilkins.
LeBron James and Anthony Edwards, they're talking about, I'm power dunker. So what? People want to see you. If you can jump, you can be creative. It's just a matter of using your imagination.
Absolutely.
And you want to do it for the fans, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's why people love Michael Jordan, and it's so easy to hate LeBron. I'll give you an example. LeBron knew he had foot and ankle issues, right? So he knew he wasn't going to be able to play in the All-Star game. So instead of informing them that, hey, I'm not physically able to go, and allowing somebody else to come in and be a fill-in, LeBron waited till the day of their media interviews to let them know that he wasn't going to be playing. Now, how selfish is that?
Yeah, I understand.
How self-centered is that? You wait till the day of your media interviews to go ahead and disclose that you won't be playing. And there were so many other deserving players. So it's so easy to dislike LeBron, and then Jordan, I think, because of his competitive nature, and he was like, we friends off the court, but when we on this thing, it's war. How could you not like that?
Yeah.
Kobe had that same thing.
Absolutely. And so other people made their names, Dominique Wilkins, Spud Webb, not Spud Webb, because Spud Webb didn't win the dunk contest. Who was that little short dude that won the dunk contest? I know Nate Robinson won, but back in the day, who was that won the slam dunk contest?
I remember D. Brown. Remember D. Brown? That's the dude that had the Reebok pumps, and he pumped up the Reeboks, which was funny and entertaining. But they had
it was Spud Webb. Yeah, it was Spud Webb. He was my height, 5'8", and won the slam dunk contest back in the 80s. And then you had Nate Robinson, like 10 years ago. He won 2 of them. So, that's where you make your name. You don't see your dunkers go out there and dunk. But LeBron in his prime, 2007, 2008, he said one year, I'm going to be in the slam dunk contest, and he never entered. He never got into it.
Yeah. It's like they don't care about the fans. I think, man, not only that, but they don't want to be competitive.
Yeah.
They have watered down the NBA, to be quite frankly. And if it wasn't for my team winning, I wouldn't even watch it. It's not entertaining enough to watch. At least with football, you know, the one great thing to football, you know, it's a great sport anyway. But the one thing they created to really keep fans engaged is fantasy football. Because of fantasy football, you now pay attention to every team. You know what I'm saying? In the NBA, you don't have that. So the best thing you can do is show up for fans. If you're not showing up for fans for events and stuff like that, of course, man, fans gonna be turned off by you and they're not gonna be a fan of the sport the way you think they're a fan of. Of course not.
Right. Well, you know what? I guess these owners, they put in so much money that they don't. If you look at it from an owner's perspective, like I saw Charles Barkley have a quote about load management. He said, "You making $70 million a year. You trying to tell me you can't play basketball 3-4 days a week? You have the best staff, medical staff ever created. You have the best nutrition. You fly private. Everything is kind of taken care of. You have all this money, but yet you want to load manage." Well, if I'm a owner that's paying these people millions of dollars, I can understand why I'm load managing, because I know that if he gets injured, I still have to pay him, but ticket sales might go down because they know he's injured. But if I say, well, you can play a team that's 0-26, the shit I need you out there getting hurt on an 0-26 team. I need you to get ready for the Boston Celtics, the Indiana Pacers, the Golden State Warriors. That's why I want you there, where the ratings are going to be up, TV's going to be there, so I can make my money back from playing you. So it's all about a money game. Back in the day when Magic and it was playing, money was good, but the TV and stuff wasn't that good back then. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as TV deals. So they out there knocking each other down, beating each other up, the bad boy Pistons. They didn't care. Now it's all about presentation. They don't want to lose a Stephen Curry in a game that doesn't even matter. You're going to get injured because it's 82 games. But don't get injured in a game that doesn't even matter. You see what I'm saying? So it can go either way, in my opinion, Damon.
Right. You're right, man. But, you know, I didn't watch it the way I used to. I just put it like that. It's the same with the NFL Pro Bowl. It has just gotten, you know, like now they playing flag football and all this other extra stuff. Why don't we just get back to just being competitive and just make it, you know, worthwhile for the winning team to get something, a bonus of some sort. Something. Make it, you know, where they can be, where they want to be competitive. You know, because if I'm worth millions, I don't want to risk that at an All-Star game or NFL Pro Bowl. I don't want to risk it. So I get it. But they got to do something to make it worthwhile. Maybe a free car to the winners. You know what I'm saying? Do that. I'm talking about a luxury car. All that money the NBA and the owners are making, the winning team make it worthwhile where they get an all-new car.
Absolutely.
In the colors that they want. Maybe all Ferraris. Maybe all Corvettes. In their color, giving to them to the winner. They can be imagination and be, you know, innovative and come up with some great ideas. But the way, you know, the NBA All-Star game is and the Pro Bowl is now, who really care about that? Even the baseball All-Star game, who really care about that?
Yeah, that's why they put in the rule that the winner of the All-Star game will host the World Series. So no matter what your record is, no matter what your record is, if your conference or league, whatever, won the All-Star game, you're going to have home field advantage. So that's why during the All-Star games, you want to win it, because just in case you're the team that makes it to the World Series, you're going to have the home field advantage.
And I like that. That's what I'm talking about, being creative. Speaking of, man, we got a lot to talk about today, y'all. Some crazy stuff that I was coming across. So on our itinerary, here's what we're going to be discussing today. The biggest flex in a relationship/marriage is knowing that the person you're with is only for you. So, gentleman man made this video talking about it. I thought it was a really, really good video. Also, we're going to talk about, is love enough for you to marry somebody? Is love enough? So we're going to discuss that. Also, would you be upset if your significant other received Valentine's Day gifts from their boss or co-worker? All right. Everyone has passed on a good man/woman. So I got a video where I got somebody breaking that down. I thought that was pretty interesting. Also, we're going to be discussing this question. Is it cheating if you sleep with someone in the talking stage? So you're talking to somebody, you know what I'm saying, y'all getting to know each other, and you sleep with somebody else. Mm-hmm. And is that, is that considered cheating? Also, we're going to talk about this mama in Michigan, right? This was one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. This mom abandoned 3 of her children in a house for about 4 or 5 years, right? Now, the mama didn't stay at the house. She left these children in the house since 2020, all right? And only time she would interact with them is via phone and when she would drop off food to them on the front porch. So we're going to discuss that, man, but y'all know how we do. We are always in support of any indie artists. And so I want to go ahead and get some indie artist music played. If you're watching, y'all really can do us a huge favor because right now, man, next week we'll have Sky connected to all his platforms. But this week, we can use as much of y'all help as possible. If you're watching the live stream and it's all from all my platforms, please go ahead and share, tag your friends, tag your family members, tag anybody that just enjoyed watching or listening to podcasts. You guys will really help us out. Right now, I want to take this time to thank everybody that's watching from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and Bigo. So I'm going to thank you guys for watching. We're going to step away for a break right quick before we get into these topics. So I'm going to go ahead and play some music, and then we'll be right back, man. Y'all are watching the Nashville Caveman Podcast.
I'ma talk to him. Look, hold on, bro, you gotta let me go off. You gotta let me talk my shit. You gotta let me show off. Cause if a nigga ever gave me anything, shit, I ain't never ran off. You can run around this bitch with a little money on your head. I'ma run around this bitch blowing dookies instead. You can run around this bitch ducking and hiding and scared. I'ma run around this bitch grinding with grays in my head, nigga. I'm a made man, it's all or nothing. When that bag came, I grabbed it all. I go hard, nigga. Wanna know why I shine so hard? Cause the nigga turned his back when them times was hard. And if a nigga turned his back, he wasn't your mans at all. Laughing, smiling, and plotting how to smash your bra. Yeah, I live with the rats and roaches and dirty walls. So I spaz out in the booth is where I crash out. Geeta in his bag down, nigga know I never back down. Getting money, niggas is who I'm around. I ain't never been lost, it just couldn't be found. Fake ass niggas, I ain't never changing for no change, nigga. Now come on, now I came in this game and I ain't changed shit. Your man's told on your mans and I ain't can't sit. Man, I came from the game, all I know is grit and yeah, you can change for the fame. I'ma stay the same, cause for some odd reason niggas change when they got some change. And if a nigga rock with you for days, he might steal your plays. It's crazy how these new niggas rock, claiming how they made 10 to 20, that ain't no money. The plan was to get a million, move up in the hills and live your best life. Man, it's crazy how these new niggas rock. Man, it's crazy how these new niggas rock. Ay, it's crazy how these new niggas rock.
They say you gotta pay attention, you might overlook it. Watch that fire on the stove, don't wanna overcook it. I show niggas where I slept when I know I shouldn't. Broke in my crib and stole 50, think I know who took it. And if you don't know your limits, then you gotta push it. Put that lighter to the pipe and turn it into pudding. And one thing about life, you can get it tookin'. I sent some niggas to your crib, hopping out your bushes. You gotta learn the fundamentals. Hard to trust a nigga when you been through what I've been through. But shit, I'm hearing you out. You can't follow after a nigga who ain't stand you out. They even think to trust the nigga that you leery about. Believe half of what you see, nothing you hearing about. Cause scared get the wrong message, start clearing shit out. We was sitting in those spots with no air in the house. Pissy mattress and couldn't put a tear in the couch. No fool nigga couldn't put a pen in his mouth. But it's cool, I confront a gutter. Never trust a soul, I learned it from my mother. No man, no friend, not even your brother.
Now I came in this game and I ain't changed shit. Your man's told on your mans and I ain't can't sit. Man, I came from the game. All I know is grit and yeah, you can change from the fame. I'ma stay the same. Cause for some odd reason niggas change when they got some change. And if a nigga rock with you for days, he might steal your page. It's crazy how these new niggas rock, claiming how they made 10 or 20. That ain't no money. The plan was to get a million. Move up in the hills and live your best life. Man, it's crazy how these new niggas rock. Man, it's crazy how these new niggas rock. Ay, ay. It's crazy how these new niggas rock. Ay, ay, ay.
All right, man, that was Duty Doo, man. Shout out to everybody in the Akron, Ohio area. Man, we're going to go ahead and get into some of these topics, man. I don't know what I want to start off with first. I think I'm just going to start off with one of the last topic, which, like I said, I think is one of the worst, craziest stories I've ever heard. So, without further ado, man, let's go ahead and get to this.
Did you know that you can have permanent teeth in just 24 hours? That's right. Only 24 hours, your smile is ready. And with affordable payment options, achieving your dream smile has...
Tonight we are continuing to cover a case that is stunning Metro Detroit. 3 children rescued from squalid conditions. Their mother now under arrest. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Whitney Burney. Their mother allegedly abandoning the children in 2020 or 2021, leaving a 15-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl, and a 12-year-old girl, only leaving food once a week. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard saying, quote, "This situation would be deemed deplorable and intolerable for an animal, and it is utterly unacceptable for 3 children." 7 News Detroit reporter Tierra Braddock spoke to Sheriff Bouchard today, as well as a neighbor reacting to the chilling revelations. We do want to warn you, some of the details of this story are very disturbing.
Just a few days ago, Oakland County Sheriff deputies came to this house behind me to do a welfare check on a woman. But when they got inside, they didn't find her, but they did discover her 3 kids who had been abandoned, living in deplorable conditions. Everybody's upset about it, like, oh my God, this is right in our neighborhood. How could something like this happen?
Pontiac resident Emma Gross lives a few streets over from the home where the kids were found. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office says the house was covered in piles of trash as high as 4 feet in some rooms. There was even mold and human feces throughout the house.
It's pretty heartbreaking that the kids would have to live under those conditions.
Sheriff Michael Bouchard tells me a 15-year-old boy and his 2 sisters, ages 12 and 13, hadn't been outside the home in years and were surviving off of weekly drop-offs of prepared food.
It kind of reminds me of the commercials you see where animals are living in very deplorable conditions. We'll kind of take that times 10, and that's what the kids were living in for years.
The boy told deputies that his mother abandoned them back in either 2020 or 2021. Deputies were recently called because the landlord of the home asked for them to do a welfare check.
The landlord said he hadn't seen her for some time, and I think, as our detectives mentioned, that hadn't paid her rent going back to October.
The kid's mother was arrested on Friday, and
Bouchard says she had been living somewhere else in Pontiac. The kids hadn't been in school since they were abandoned.
Well, that's going to be a very long process to figure this all out. Not just how they are, both mentally and physically, but how did this ever happen, that to have these kids fall through the cracks on so many levels with relatives, the community, and with schools.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've seen, child neglect and other situations where they're living in bad places, but not to this level and not for this extended duration.
The mother will be facing criminal charges, and in the meantime, her kids are now staying with a relative. In Pontiac, Tierra Braddock, 7 News Detroit.
All right, Tierra, thank you for your reporting on this heartbreaking story. We are certainly sending our love to those 3 children involved. If you ever suspect a child...
All right. So, go ahead and jump into this, right? You know the biggest question I got?
What's that?
Is how is it that, like, I know some kids are homeschooled, right? But, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think if your kids are homeschooled, especially, that somebody from the school system should go and check on them.
Right.
Like, there's not, and that's a couple times during the school year. During the fall, during the winter, during the spring. Do a wellness check, right? Because they used to do that. They used to send teachers out to homes. It used to be teachers, and then at some point it was like social services will come out and do a wellness check. I don't know how you could go 4 or 5 years and not, no, because they was in the public system before. So how could you go 4 or 5 years and them children not be checked?
That is true. Absolutely. So what did they say actually happened?
So basically, the mother abandoned the children. She abandoned them in the house. Now, the oldest boy was 15. So I'm guessing if you was to say 4 or 5 years ago she abandoned him, he was probably 11, which he was the oldest. The one up under him is 13. So that would have put her at like anywhere from 8 to 9 years old. And then the 12-year-old, it would have put her at anywhere from 7 to 8 years old. So it just depends if they was, if she abandoned them 4 years ago or 5.
Right.
The kids weren't even quite sure. But I think it's bizarre that they didn't even go outside the house. They stayed secluded in that house for all them years. And so it's just a crazy, bizarre story. The mother moved on. The mother ended up, she wasn't living with the kids. The mother was living somewhere else and just left them in the house.
Right.
Basically to take care of themselves, and I thought it was every day they was bringing food. No, they would bring food once a week, sit it on the step, and then take off.
So, okay, I'm still confused. Did she abandon them at home, or she waited till they went to school and abandoned them?
No, she abandoned them in the house.
And so the oldest child was just taking care of the kids, basically, like he was the adult?
Basically, yep. There was no adult in the house all them years. And
this was going on for 5 years.
Anywhere they said anywhere from 4 to 5. The kids can't give an account. And I'm quite sure they probably like mentally, man, I can't even imagine what they got going on with them now. I'm confused because at 11 years old, my mother and daddy were working outside. There had to be some abuse. There had to be some severe abuse for the kids to not go outside or even be curious about going outside. So it's weird, man. You know, they probably gonna put her up under the drill. I'm quite sure they didn't put her name in the paper. I'll let y'all know that. They ain't put that woman's name in the paper. You know, so that's that. You know, Sky, I wanted to say this. I think a lot of these, the core systems have to do, you know, some kind of therapy and see if the father or the mother should be the ones that have custody. I don't think the mom should automatically get custody of these kids.
Absolutely.
I don't think so. Because there's too many of them that's bad moms and too many of them that's moving in dudes. We did a story last week. You know what I'm saying? Where the boyfriend shot the 1-year-old over because the TV was too loud. So I don't think a lot of these moms are fit to care for these kids. You know, I'm sorry, they not. Y'all, I'm getting ready to move on to story number 2, right? And this was, I think, something that the biggest flex in a relationship marriage is knowing the person you're with is only for you. I want to go ahead and get to that. If y'all watching right now, if y'all can do us a favor, share the live. We really appreciate it. All right.
Relate only. You know, they show out like this a flex. I'm gonna tell you what the biggest flex is.
I want to go back to the beginning.
The biggest flex in a relationship. Supposed to be like relationship goal, and you know, they show out like this a flex. I'm gonna tell you what the biggest flex is. The biggest flex in a relationship is not whether y'all take trips. It's not whether he buy you designer stuff or she do certain special stuff for you. The biggest flex is knowing that you got somebody that ain't nobody on with you. That's the biggest flex. It ain't too many of y'all that can flex like that or say that with your chest. The biggest flex is knowing that you got somebody that ain't nobody else got their attention. They just for you. It ain't too many people that can flex like that. Anybody can take a trip. You know what I'm saying? You can swipe for a trip. You ain't even really got to have the money. You can win a trip. You can get jewelry. Anybody can get that. But the biggest flex is knowing that you got somebody that ain't nobody else tampering with. This person is for you and for you alone. You can stand up and say that with your chest because you know this person is for you. It ain't too many people that can flex like that. I'm just saying. Say.
So basically what he's talking about is he's saying that, you know, people get on social media and they be bragging about their relationship. A lot of them, man, they get on and they be basically flexing, man, with, oh, I just went on a trip with my baby, this and this and that, or, you know, matching pajamas. We see that around Christmas. People trying to show up other people, man, with matching pajamas. Oh, look at me and my significant other. And he basically saying the biggest flex is, you know, you being able to be with somebody that's not with other people. A true flex. Because you get people on here that they have y'all thinking that their relationship or marriage is one thing, you know what I'm saying? And they have you thinking that, oh, dang, it's good over where they're. All the meanwhile, man, there's so many other people they involved with. And if you know, the biggest flex or the biggest thing is if you with somebody that's literally, like, genuinely all for you. They with you, other people don't have access to them. And I think he's absolutely right. Because I can't tell you on a day-to-day basis how many relationships I see where people be, you know, man, I don't know if it's this them looking for validation from other people but they throw their relationships and marriages up in other people's faces. All the meanwhile, people like, man, yeah, but I know that she is screwing him, or I know that he is screwing her, and they laughing. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing worse than being made a fool because you've been bragging about somebody online, and here it is, man. They've been getting their walls blown out, by somebody else, or they've been piping somebody else down. Ain't nothing worse than that.
Absolutely. So at the end of the day, he was on there bragging about what he got her for Valentine's, or what they got each other for Valentine's, or they were just bragging about the relationship?
No, he was saying that people get online and they be posting vacation pictures and matching outfits, and like you said, Valentine's Day. Well, look what my significant other got me, flowers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's not really a flex. The real flex is your significant other. You are the only one being accessible to them. That's the real flex. You with somebody that they're only with you. Because if they going out, like we see it with dudes all the time, they be screwing like the whole neighborhood, but then stuff like Sweetest Day or Valentine's Day come, and then they show up with a big bouquet of flowers and a box of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? And the girl go bragging about it. You know what I'm saying? Or throwing it up in everybody else's face. But the real flex isn't the gifts. The real flex is somebody being loyal to you. The person you with, you dedicated yourself to, actually being loyal to you is the real flex. And being there for you.
Right. Absolutely. And so that's why I don't too much care about that when people are doing things like that and talking about how great their wife is, a husband, and how much they spent on this and spent on that. And like you said, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. This is just what you show. Right. You always show the good stuff. Nobody ever shows the bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's really not a flex, because if the only time your wife or husband talks about you is when you buy the material things, then what does that say? Is she really for you? Are they really with you? Or they just embarrassed of you until you buy them something to make them feel good? Are they attention people that all they want to do is people for attention, likes, and clicks and stuff like that? So now, to me, a real flex is, okay, you've been married for 30 years. How did you get there? When you had bad times and you wanted a divorce and walk away, what brought y'all back to the table and say, hey, we're going to work this out? That's a real flex. Jury and stuff,
sure
take
is.
that stuff with you when you go into the ground.
It's the same way with people that, especially I'm speaking to my ladies, man. Y'all be so concerned with having the perfect wedding and these big marriages, but that's not really a flex. The real flex is you being with that person for 40, 50 years. That's the flex. It's not, man, look at this wedding, and you know what I'm saying? That's for everybody else. That's for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Overspending for a big old church and reception and all that, that's not a flex. You're right, Scott.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. And then you run out of money. What happens when you run out of money and can't flex every year? Because everybody, I don't even care, super rich people sometimes have bad years, but you can't blow money like that. So everybody has times where they fall on hard times, and he can't buy you those expensive gifts or take you on those expensive meals. Do you still post that? If you at home eating pizza for Valentine's Day, do you post that? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to know what's real. You sitting on the couch in your pajamas on Valentine's Day, watching a rom-com, eating pizza and drinking Pepsi. That is what I'm talking about. That's reality.
You're right. And to add on to what you're saying, Sky, to me, a real big flex is finding somebody, you with somebody that if you was to get sick today, they will wipe your ass without hesitation.
Without hesitation.
The things that you feel embarrassed about, they just do it without a second thought. When they love you on that level, that's a flex.
Right.
Finding somebody when you way up here You know what I'm saying? And y'all doing this, y'all flying and vacation and all that. That's not really a flex.
Right.
The real flex is when push comes to shove and they got every reason to walk away and leave you. And they there for you and you can count on them. That's a flex. We're gonna talk about this, right? I think this was I was glad I came across this video. What would you do if your boss or your significant other's boss got your significant other a Valentine's Day gift, like flowers, chocolate, even if it was one of her coworkers? Mm-hmm. You know, man, would you feel a certain kind of way? What it's due, I guess it happened to him. This old lady, man, you know, was at work. The boss man bought her some flowers and it looked like some candy and some other gifts, maybe a little teddy bear. And he decided to proceed and tear it all up. So I'm, you know, waiting for my page to refresh. And I want to see y'all his response. I want y'all to hear his response. She was not happy with the way he reacted. But I'll tell you what I would have did. So I want to get to this video. And let me go ahead and refresh it again. He handled this totally different than I would have. I don't know if I would have maybe the younger me would have reacted the way he did, but the older me would not have. Would not have reacted this way, man. Hold on, we strolling on down. Oh, it was her husband. So this was her husband. This wasn't the boyfriend.
Man got me messed up. I know you just did not throw my flowers, my gift that I received from my mom. I know you did not do that, Cedric. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I received these gifts from my boss. It is Valentine's Day. Hey, let me tell you, I've been at my job for 15 years. I deserve a gift. There's nothing wrong with me getting a gift from my boss. And what is wrong with it? You should appreciate it. I'm the one that's holding it down in this house. If you don't like it, where you gonna sleep tonight? I wonder where you gonna sleep tonight. Where are you gonna sleep tonight? Because you're not gonna sleep here because you're not gonna be throwing my gift that I received from my boss. No, sir. No, I don't think so. No. No, you need to leave. You need to leave. Now, you need to leave. Now, you got 5 seconds to leave. 4, 3, 2, 1. This man got me.
So, y'all, we gonna talk about it. So I guess, man, it sounds like that she makes the majority of the money in the house. So how would y'all react, man, if your significant other, in his case, his wife, came home with Valentine's gifts from her boss?
Man, that's a lot. First off, if that's her house, I wouldn't be doing anything for her to kick me out. My name ain't on that house. I ain't paying no bills. I wouldn't do nothing for her to be kicking me out. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, 2, there's probably no trust issues there. Somebody that cheated somewhere down the line. That's why that emotion is there, because you don't trust your wife. You know, I don't know what she's done or what you've done, but there's no trust issue there. And let's just say your wife, she works right up under the boss. She's the secretary, the assistant, whatever. It still has to be a trust there. Even if the boss has a crush on your wife, there has to be a trust there. Like she said, I've been there 15 years. He giving me flowers, whether it's on Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day, it didn't matter. It was just him saying thank you. I don't see nothing wrong with what the boss did. Hell, if he gave a diamond watch or a diamond ring, it was just 15 years. It's the point of saying thank you for being here this long, because anybody else would have left. that issue is coming from him. I don't know how old he is. He sounded young the way he was talking. But that is
No, this dude is old.
okay.
He about
Okay, so then there is some trust issues. There's some cracks in that foundation. When you take her flowers that her boss gave her, what do you do? Throw them away?
He tossed it. He tossed all of it, the balloon and all.
And knowing that she's the breadwinner, it ain't like it's your house and you the breadwinner. So you got the balls on you to know that you're going to bite the hand that feeds you. Yeah, it's more deeper than just flowers from the boss.
Man, I tell y'all like this, right? First and foremost, there's a lack of respect there. There is a total lack of respect. The reason why I don't advise dudes to move in with women, because I think when men move in with women, the women don't respect the men by great majority. It's just better to get a place together than to go ahead and move in with a female, because she never gonna respect you, first and foremost. Second of all, man, hell yeah, I'd be pissed as hell. Hell yeah, because my boss could get her an appreciation gift 364 days of the year. He could have given her one at Christmas, right? But Valentine's Day, if it's going to be celebrated, it's really going to be reserved for you and your significant other. So flowers coming from another man other than her daddy, you know, or her son, I got questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, why did he pick Valentine's Day to get you these gifts?
Absolutely.
And I also want to know, did he get it just for you? Or did he get it for everybody? Because that would be the thing. If he got it for the whole office.
She could have told him that. But he's so emotional, he don't know if it was just for her or it was for every woman in the office.
I would have went and found out. I wouldn't have took her at word at face value, because, man, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. So I would have wanted to go get the truth. Now, my perspective would have, and I would have waited. And that's why I wouldn't have overreacted. I would have waited. Now, if I would have went and they said, come to find out, all the women at the job he did that for, then no harm, no foul. But if my old lady is the only one, you got some flowers and balloons for her, oh, I got questions.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying?
Well, if your old lady is the only female in the whole entire employee staff, I wouldn't hope a male boss would give another male employee flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but you know, I think I will have a conversation with him to say, well, why couldn't you just show appreciation any other day? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have gave her a gift on our anniversary. Then I would have showed that you have respect for me and her, right? But on Valentine's Day, and I'm kind of fishy, because let me tell y'all, it go from giving her gifts to gifting her dicks. You know what I'm saying? A penis. You know what I'm saying?
And you could be right, because we can't predict the future. It's just, on my end, if her boss gave her flowers, then that's money I ain't got to spend. If she's in love with her boss, then go be with him. You know, that's just where I'm on right now. I just can't be like, every time a male does something good for you, I'm going to jump the gun. It don't matter what you could know, you know what day it is. I'm just assuming that it was. And it's not like he spent $400-500 on it. He probably went to Walmart and paid $24 on the flowers and don't die a week later. You know, stuff that he could have asked her before jumping the gun. All he saw was flowers, Valentine's Day, and all you think in the back of your mind is she cheating. And if you got that in the back of your mind, it's in the relationship. Because his old lady had a flat tire, and the boss hit her with the flat tire. He gonna think the same damn thing. Well, why your boss couldn't help you? Why you didn't call me? So I think it's more deeper than just the flowers, in my opinion.
Man, I think what I disagree with, and especially with his reaction, me personally, I just would have ended. I just would have ended the relationship.
Yeah, if you have no trust,
because
walk away.
For me,
just walk away.
Yeah, I would have just walked away. Because, man, the one thing I'm always going to demand is respect. Like, if I'm doing anything to contribute, I don't care if I'm paying 50-50, I don't care if I'm paying 100%. Respect to me is always like, if I feel like you disrespecting me, because then if a woman gave me cologne, I mean, would you be happy with that? Like, don't, man, if you don't want me accepting gifts from other women, then I'm going to ask in return that you don't accept gifts from other women.
Damo, if y'all had that conversation, that is A-okay. If you had that conversation and then she accepted it, that's the issue. But if you've never had that conversation, or it's like, I trust you, she trusts me, because a girl might, you might be working somewhere and a girl said, here, Damo, here's a gift. I see you work hard every day. You come home like, hey, my female coworker gave me this. Your wife like, oh, okay, that's nice, and walk away because she knows ain't nothing going on. The girl just gave you a gift. I've had coworkers buy my significant other lunch. And all this stuff, and it's not my younger days. It probably will. I'm just talking about now. It ain't going through my mind that, oh my God, he bought her Chick-fil-A. They got something going on. If I start thinking like that, it's time to walk away. For me, it's time to walk away.
Yeah, I always look at it like, and I agree with when you said this, Sky, that it's important to have that conversation because you can't assume that common sense things. Everybody has common sense, even your significant other. Right? And a lot of times people don't think about, they don't put themselves in the position of, well, how would I feel if this shoe was on the other foot? So you have to have conversations to say, well, if this shoe was on the other foot, how would you feel?
Absolutely.
And if you would feel like that, what would make you think that I wouldn't feel like that? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because in return, if the shoe was on the other foot, right, and I'm married, and I told my wife, the only female that we have in the building is the secretary. And I told my wife, I said, hey, for Valentine's Day, I know she's married or whatever, but for Valentine's Day, I gave her a card, flower, and gifts. If my wife feels like that's going to lead to sex, then we need to walk away. I mean, that's just a nice gesture. It's Valentine's Day. She's been there for 15 years. I've met her husband. I've met her kids. I don't want the woman. It was just Valentine's Day. She's the only female in the whole entire department or whatever. Everybody might have pitched in. Or I could have just been like, hey, here you go. Here's a flower. Here's a small thing of candy. Here's a card. Thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying? So I do look at it on both ends, because if the boss gave your wife flowers, then what is the boss's wife thinking? Is she like, well, my husband, he's just a nice guy, that's what he do? Or is she like, okay, is he in love with Joe? You know what I'm saying? So to me, if we...
And that's that discernment. That's the discernment that a lot of people don't have. And I'll give you an example, especially women, right? And men too. And I'm just going to give you two examples before I move on. One of them, like, you got some females that's just naturally nice. They are sweet. Like, when people speak to them, they speak back. They very friendly, right? But there's a lot of females that don't understand that can be taken out of context. That can be you opening a door to a dude thinking that he could get in even closer. You see what I'm saying? It's inviting energy. Absolutely. So it's having that conversation of understanding that. If we walking together and a dude stop and ask you for directions, are you going to give it to him with me standing there, or are you going to look and be like, man, y'all man to man, y'all need to go ahead and talk amongst each other? Because a lot of dudes, I'm going to tell y'all, I don't know how women work, but I know a lot of dudes, we will butter females up. We will work a female into eventually hoping that she's in a state where you're a vulnerable state, and then all of a sudden we clapping them cheeks.
And that's happened many times.
You know what I'm saying?
That's happened many times.
And it starts with little stuff. It starts with.
It does. And you absolutely right.
And you think about this guy, the whole work husband, work wife, that starts with little gestures, gift giving, favors. Let me buy you lunch. It start with that. So, man, people got to be more careful and mindful of, not just the person they're with, but then the person that's doing these deeds. What is it that they have to? Are they really, or do they have a genuine friendship, likeness to me? Or are they hoping for something more?
And you never know, right? And so no matter who I'm with, I trust them that if that guy crosses that line, that they stop. Because I'm married to that person. All these other people, they don't owe me a damn thing. So anybody that's trying to holler at your wife, your girlfriend, they don't owe you shit. The person that you put that ring on is the person who owes you the respect. So when the woman collected the flowers and came home, that's who's supposed to give you the respect. If she felt like the boss was stepping the boundaries, I'm sorry, take the flowers back. I'm married, blah, blah, blah. But if she just felt like it was just a nice gesture, like she said, I've been there for 15 years. He gave me some, again, ain't like it was $600 flowers. Like he could have went to Walmart, but $24 flowers, you know what I'm saying? And gave it to us just to say thank you. Then that's the person I'm more concerned about. It's like, if I walk up to somebody like you were saying about the direction, even if I see a female friend that I haven't seen in years, the first thing I do is shake the man's hand and then I hug her. I shake his hand first and then I hug her and I don't even keep the conversation. I'm like, oh, y'all doing good? All right, good to see y'all. Move on. You know what I'm saying? And if they get in the car and argue about that, that's something in that relationship. You can't say she can't speak to me. We've been in Edgehill 15 years, that she can't say hello because you think that all she do is spread her legs and cheat, then you need to walk away.
You're right, Sky, but you said something that was very important and I think should not be overlooked. And I got to ask you, well, why would you do this? You said that if you came across, say you ran into a female that you went to school with 15 years ago when you was in high school and she was with her dude, you said that you would do
shake
what?
Shake the man's hand first. I'll be like, hey, Keisha, how you doing? No. Hey, I won't even ask him his name. I'll just extend my hand down, shake his hand, because she's supposed to introduce. Like, this is my boyfriend, so shake his hand, give her a little hug. Hey, I'm glad to see y'all. Walk away. Now, if you approach the woman first, then that's a whole different subject. But I don't do that. I shake the man's hand first, acknowledge him.
And that's why I'm going to ask you the question. That's where my next question
go ahead.
Why would you do this? Because I think this is the important part. Why would you shake his hand first?
So first of all, as men, we're going to show each other respect. But what I want to say with your question, I've been to the opposite, where the woman was the dominant person. She was the breadwinner. She was the dominant person. And you could just tell by the way they were walking, if she told him to shut the fuck up, he was going to shut the fuck up. So let's say she hugged me first. I'm still going to shake my hand to the guy and say, hey, hello, sir, how are you doing? So whether she's the dominant or he's the dominant, I'm still going to acknowledge him as a man because y'all are walking together. And I don't know what y'all relationship is. I don't want no disrespect, and I don't want y'all to go back to the car arguing over what you perceive might be going on.
And I want to say this. I want to add this because I think this is another very important aspect of this whole scenario. It's on the woman to understand and know, like, that's your husband. Right. You don't know what ticks him off or what upsets him. Are you that oblivious? Because you had to know that accepting gifts from another man would upset. And if you didn't know, you ignorant. If you did know, you disrespectful. You disrespectful. You knew that it would trigger your dude, right? And you didn't check it. You didn't say, no, because I love my husband and I don't want him feeling, I got to protect his feelings. I don't want him feeling a certain kind of way. So I'm not going to accept this because, man, I don't want no friction between me and my husband.
Absolutely. You're right. And you know what? I saw some on, was it YouTube or TikTok, where this girl was sitting in the car with this dude and he was trying to holler at her and she was like, no, I have a boyfriend. He was like, your boyfriend okay with you doing this? She said, honey, we talk. Me and my boyfriend, we're like this. I'm sitting here.
You talk about in the car? You talk about
And she said, she said, I'm running a business. I'm gonna have to talk to men as well as I talk to women. And he knows me and he trusts me. Just like if he's somewhere talking to a woman business, he shouts me out like I'm shouting him out. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Up front, telling this dude, I have a man, this is strictly business, don't cross that line. And when she go home,
the only issue I had with what she did,
she gonna go home and tell
the only
her
issue I had with what she did, though, son, because you're right. You're right. I think that I thought that was cool of her to just open and tell him. If any issue I had with her, and this was that discernment I'm talking about, you could have did that without getting in the man's car. Why would you get in another man's car? Dangerous. A stranger man at that. So that was the only issue, but you're right. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they get caught up in the where's your wedding ring and where's this and that. No. If you're in a situation, if you married, relationship, it is your job to tell people, hey, I'm in this situation. You don't need a ring to do that. You can verbally tell.
Absolutely.
No, I'm married, I'm off the market.
Absolutely. And so when she go home, she's gonna tell her husband, hey, I sat in the car with dude, we chopped it up, blah, blah, blah. The husband won't get upset enough because they have that understanding, they have that foundation, and they have that trust. Because there's only two type of people in this world. There's men and there's women, right? If your husband hang out with too many men, then you gonna think he's gay. If he hang out with too many women, you gonna think he's cheating. It's a double-edged sword. Too many men, he's a down low brother. Too many women, he's out here pimping and cheating. There's no in between. So that's why you're supposed to have those conversations and know who your husband is. So I agree with you 100%, Damo. She knows this guy has a short fuse. Don't bring the flowers home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So she knew that about him.
Right. And you gotta, and sometimes we're ignorant. I've been there. I've been places and this because me being ignorant to other females. And women to do this. And Sky, I know you probably done witnessed this too. Where I'll be out with my old lady, and even if it's a female I know, she not addressing my old lady. You know what I'm saying? She addressing me the whole time, and me being ignorant to the fact that, hey, she disrespecting my old lady, and we conversating, she need to include her in this conversation.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? And being able to recognize that.
And see, and me and mine, we have this understanding that if I don't introduce you to somebody because I can't remember their name, you know what I'm saying? If I know their name, I'm like, hey, this is such and such, this is such and such. But sometimes you run into people, you forget their name or you don't know who the hell they are. So you just shake their hands and hey, good to see you, and you just walk away. We have that understanding. Right. It ain't nobody's hiding something. It's I don't know who that was. You know what I'm saying? Right. So let's not make it awkward. Let's just say hello and walk away. So we have that understanding. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But but that's the thing, being able to read the temperature. You got to be able to, and a lot of times, like a lot of us didn't see healthy relationships. So we're learning this stuff along the way. And that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But for a relationship to grow, that element of it has to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have some understanding and when you say, okay, I can't move like this and this is why.
Well, absolutely, yeah. So to me, it's just getting to know your spouse, having that conversation, and understanding if you're dating somebody young or old with a short fuse or gets mad at the littlest thing, then you either gonna walk on eggshells or you gonna keep it away. If you got a man that's like, you know what, I trust you 100%, I will never question you, then maybe you can bring home some flowers and say, hey, my boss brought them to me. You know what I'm saying? Whether I have a relationship with your boss or I've never met the man, it's like, okay, put it in flowers, what we eating tonight. You know what I'm saying? You just have to know who you are with.
Shit. If anything, what she should have did is when the boss gave it to her, gave it to the husband.
Yeah. Could have done that too.
Hell yeah. She could have brought it to him in a thong. Put on the thong and some lace, bringing them flowers and chocolate, and flip it.
Yeah, but you can tell in that conversation the way she was talking, like you said, she's the man of the household. You can just tell.
Oh yeah, it's a lack of respect.
So even if it pissed him off, she don't give a shit. Because if she's making the money, paying most of the bills, cooking the food, cleaning, and he's just walking around, I guess let's just say working at McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? And then he doesn't have her respect like that. So that's why she's upset about him destroying the flowers, because they're just flowers. You can go back and buy some more. So it was the principle of the flowers than the flowers themselves.
Right.
Because let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you this 100%. If the boss would have gave her $1,000 in cash, he wouldn't have said that. If the boss gave you $1,000 in cash on Valentine's Day, where do you want to go eat? Where do you want to go shop? He's like, oh, cool, shit. Let's go. Since it was flowers, oh well, that's only for you. So he must like you. Y'all must got something going on. But let him bring home something that would have benefited the both of them, maybe. I don't know if he would have destroyed $1,000. He would have threw that out the window, burnt it away.
No, he wouldn't have done. You're right about that. I would ask her coworker. I think before I react at all, I would have, and he should just address it with her. Like, sometimes the way you address it is accept gifts from other women. And then when she asks questions, be like, well, now you understand how I felt when your boss gave you a gift. No. I want you to hold this emotion and these feelings because this is how I felt when the shoe was on the other foot. Sometimes you got to put that shoe on the other foot.
And I've done that before. But again, like I said, I'm not doing tit for tat, man. I'm just done.
Yeah, because when you get to a certain age, I'm with you, Scott. Because I think that's good in your 20s. Maybe even in your early 30s. I think we at the age now where life is too short. I don't have time to teach. And that's why I'm so glad I'm off the market, because I don't have time to teach somebody and to guide them as far as like what it is that, to teach them even how to respect the man. I don't have that kind of energy, dude.
Right.
If you gonna respect the man or you don't, if I see out the gate that you just don't respect men, then it's over with anyway. There's nothing to talk about. It ain't gonna be able to be fixed if you don't know how to respect the man. So,
and you should know that during the dating stage, if y'all compatible, the way she talks, money, how she deals with other people, or have you met all her play brothers and play cousins, and like you should know this before because you said this was they were married, so they kind of know each other now, and she knows. That's the only thing I'm faulting her on is you married this man. You know he ain't just matured just yet. He has a slow fuse. I don't know why, but you know he did, and you knew bringing them flowers home was going to tick him.
She should have known.
She knew that.
She did know. She should have known.
Right.
But and they older, and this is what I'm talking about. Like I don't have time for somebody, and this is why the older y'all get, the harder and harder it is to get in a relationship, a healthy one, because these folks ain't got time to be showing y'all stuff that you should have learned in your 20s and 30s. They just don't.
Absolutely.
Who's going to teach somebody, you in your 40s, if you're in your 40s and 50s and you don't get it, you ain't never going to get it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you talk about the boss want me to stay over and he want to go to dinner with me, and well, you know what? Fine. You and him, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? I ain't doing it. I'm not dealing with it. That's just how that's gonna rock. This is one that I know we want to move on. Cause me and Sky can be talking on this topic for another 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I want to move to love is not enough for marriage, man. That's what this woman was talking about. And so we're going to go ahead and get to that. Let me scroll on up. And he tore her stuff up. If y'all want to know, man, the video is on my page, all right? So if y'all want to check it out, go to my Facebook page, man, and y'all can be able to see. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and check this out. Wait a minute.
Gave everything to her. She ain't do nothing in return. Talking about she admired and y'all had gonna be like, what do you like about her? What did she contribute to you? And y'all sit and if y'all did all the work, you pursued her, you gave everything to her, she ain't do nothing in return. Talking about she a vibe and y'all had fun. I wish y'all would stop marrying a woman just because she a vibe. And dare I say, I wish y'all would also stop marrying a woman just because you love her. And I'm telling y'all now, if you marry a woman that don't do nothing for you in return, it's not going to change after she marries. That's where y'all go wrong. Y'all don't look for that prior to the marriage. She ain't did nothing for you. She ain't reciprocate any kind of effort, and you marry her. And that's why y'all be miserable as hell in y'all marriages now, because you carry a bitch on your back instead of having a system with each other. Love is not enough to marry a woman.
I like that.
I love her.
All right.
I have fun.
So,
I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, hell, I've loved a few women in my life. Hell, probably still love some now. Probably hell love some new ones. But don't mean I'm afraid to marry you. That's kind of like marriage. Loving somebody is kind of like just playing in the season. You ain't even made it to the playoffs. You ain't made it to the wild card. Like, you go marry somebody because you love them. Come on now. It takes more than just a season to become Super Bowl champions, right? Because when you have on that wedding ring and she has it on her wedding ring or band, y'all are Super Bowl champions, right? So to even make it to the Super Bowl, you know how much you have to go through to get to that Super Bowl? And love is, to me, it's more like maybe even a preseason game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't done enough to even put a ring on anybody's finger. They're talking about, well, we're going to get married because we love each other, or I don't want to spend a day without you. Hell, I've got friends that you can say, well, I don't want to spend a day without you, but we can still be friends. We don't even have to marry each other.
Man, if love is the reason, the sole purpose of why you married them, well, what happens when the love is gone?
Absolutely.
And this is why I was saying you can't build a marriage on the foundation of love. You have to build it on the foundation of legacy. It is, you got to be selfless, meaning that when you come together in a union, it's not about your happiness anymore. It's about your foundation, which is you, your wife, and if y'all got kids, y'all kids.
Right.
It ain't about either one of y'all happiness. That's why when y'all saying them vows, you don't hear happiness. You hear for better or for worse, for richer for poor, in sickness and health, to death do you part. You don't hear anything about money.
Absolutely.
Other than rich and poor. Meaning that no matter how rich or how poor you get, you're going to be with them. So outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it got to be on foundation. Legacy. Making sure your kids got a better future than you had. Making sure that when you're at the end of your life, that you got enough monies to sustain you to the end, the whole end of your life.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to get to the point where, and I'm not just talking about because I've done it. I've done my will. I've done my power of attorneys. I've done my, health power of attorneys. If I get sick, who can pull the plug, who can't, who has the power of attorney over my accounts, all that stuff. When y'all start ready to talking about stuff like that, then maybe, okay, you've made it to the playoffs now. You know that you can trust each other with sensitive information. When I can trust you with my social security number, okay, now we can be talking about heading towards, because, back in the day, Damo, not only did my mama, but the old black women sometimes would let me run to the store and buy cigarettes for them. It was a place called Service Drive-In, right? Well, we knew this thing. We knew it. So when I came at 15, 14 years old, it ain't like she carded me, because one of the old black women sent me up there for the cigarettes. But sometimes they would give me cash. Sometimes they would give me cash. Sometimes they would give me a card and say, sweetie, the PIN number is, because they trusted me, right? They knew I wasn't going to take more than what they gave me, and I wasn't going to take more off that card than what they gave, and they trusted me with the PIN number. When you can get to those things, now we can start talking about proposals and marriage. But if y'all ain't got to the point where I can give you my card, give you my PIN number, give you my social security number, take the card, when you ain't made it to that stage, marriage is nowhere on the table.
I agree. Absolutely agree, man. I don't even have nothing to add because I don't have nothing to add to that. I think you hit that right on the head.
I mean, to me, love is great. It's a variable, right? Like you want to marry your best friend, you want to love your best friend, you want to be in love with your best friend, right? And that's fine. But when the bills come, they don't ask who you in love with. Either you got the money or you don't. Like you said, you could love somebody, right? But if they're not prepared to wipe your butt when you can't, it's not. No, it's not there. You know.
I agree.
And I can't blame it on folks that's not prepared. It's just some people are not prepared. Some people get sick if they see blood. Some people get sick if they see other people throw up. So imagine having to bathe you, wipe your butt, flush that toilet, clean you every day. You know what I'm saying? Like some women are not built that way, and some men ain't neither. Are not built that way, and I don't blame them because we all have different walks of life. It's just if that's what you're looking for in your life. That's what you have to go find. It ain't gonna fall in your lap. Like a punt, you know how they put the ball and the ball falls in the lap. It ain't gonna fall in your lap. You have to go on that journey to find that person.
Yep. And like they said, it can't be built on just love.
No.
People go, I love such and such, I want to marry him. No. Well, you know, will you be here to assist me?
Absolutely.
Can I count on you in the moments where I don't have anybody else and I don't have no choice but to count on you? Can I count on you? If the answer is no, then, you know, y'all spinning your wheels, wasting your time. So, yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be married based on an emotion that changed. Some of y'all, what you loved 5 years ago, you don't even give it no mind. So I don't want to become a something like that. So I'm with you, Sky. We got some good topics. All right, so everyone, I know I wanted to talk about this. No, here it is. Is it cheating if you sleep with someone in the talking stages? All right, so hey, Sky, before we go ahead and get to that, I want to go ahead and bust another song, give us one more break, and then we're going to go ahead and knock off these last two topics. All right, is that cool?
Yes.
All right, y'all, so here we go, man. What do I want to do? Let's see who this is.
We smoking all the time, so go on ahead and roll one up. Twist it, lick it, pack it, light it, go on ahead and get fucked up. We do it all the time, you see I'm doing fine. Making banks, living life out, no deadlines. We smoking all the time, so go on ahead and roll one up. Twist it, lick it, pack it, light it, go on ahead and get fucked up. We do it all the time, you see I'm doing fine. Making banks, living life out, no deadlines. Top of my head, I'm off the top of my game. If you don't know it now, you remember my name. I smoke so much weed, man, you wouldn't believe. Fire all the damn time, just burning them trees. No, there ain't nothing to it, that's just how life goes. So bury all your haters with this weed, now hit this road. Soak it up a little bit, now let it all sink in. With this right beat, deadlines they never win. As the beat keeps me going, my words forever flowing. Malfunctions back now, and we snapping on it, just rip it. You feel it, can't hold us down. That B6, so kill it, we will right now. Music's in my life, so I plan to treat it right. It's a part of me, hip-hop to me, my music is my life. It's a guarantee this love is mine, forever staying true. Music made me, it can make you too. We smoking all the time, so go on ahead and roll one up. Twist it, lick it, pack it, light it, go on ahead and get fucked up. We do it smoking all the time, so go ahead and roll one up. Twist it, lick it, bag it, light it, go ahead and get fucked up. We do it all the time, you see I'm doing fine. Making banks, living life out, no deadline. Yes sir, I'm the man, no I'm not being cocky, see. It's just some clever word playing with the rhymes, I keep it coming. It comes out of me erupting, you can tell it's in my soul. My dreams and they're becoming true. It's no thing, it's all me. As I say it with my chest, I'm calling all the music lovers around the world. If you're hearing me, say it loud, boys and girls. Come on, it's all about the weed, so I smoke it all. Get ready, set, time's up, you fall. I'm already here, rolled up, let's go. I'm SpongeBob now, so ready, so blown. My stages set this game on. My papers made them stack so grown. Grown man shit, what you know about it? Rolled up weed, we know all about it. Think I'm crazy, hell no, I'm high. Stay fucked up, you know that's why my eyes are low and oh so red. This blunt so big, I'm blowing what's left. We smoking all the time, so go ahead and roll one up. Twist it, lick it, pack it, light it, go ahead and get fucked up. We do it all the time, you see I'm doing fine. Making banks, living life out, no deadline.
Smoking all the time, twist it, lick it, light it, smoking all the time, twist it, roll one up. Smoking all the time, twist it, lick it, light it, smoking all the time, twist it, roll one up.
All right, man. That was the guy, Malfunction 365 out of Clarksville, Tennessee, man. Shout out to Malfunction 365, man. He's also been in the comments before. I don't know if he's watching right now, but met him through you, Sky, man. And Malfunction's a really cool dude. Actually was the runner-up this past year in the So Driven Male Artist of the Year. So shout out to Malfunction 365.
Absolutely. Shout out to all the artists up in Clarksville, man. All the producers and everybody else. I don't even know if the Coop's still up there. The Coop, the Warehouse, all those people. Shout out to all my people up in Austin P. Clarksville.
Man, no doubt.
Look, if you looking to purchase your first home, go to Montgomery County. It's still affordable. That's from what I've heard.
There ain't too many places affordable anymore.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so here's the question. If you're in a talking stage with somebody and y'all just talking, getting to know each other, and they go and they step out and they screw somebody else, is that considered cheating? These women had this discussion, so this is from the podcast, the Giving Podcast with Sarah Fontenot. So they had a discussion about this, and let's go ahead and listen to it, and then me and Sky, we're going to put in our 2 cents. So without further ado, y'all.
To go or this. So once you realize you don't actually want to.
Somebody asked on Instagram, if you're seeing someone and you both like each other, but you're still in the talking stages, is it or is it not wrong to have sex with somebody else?
It's not wrong. But is this a woman asking or a man asking?
A man.
No, it's not wrong. Sorry, ladies, we have a double standard. I think that women should do their best to be abstinent and not have sex while getting to know new people.
So do you believe men should be abstinent as well?
I expect a man to be a man.
Wait, that's not what I asked. It's not what I asked.
No, I do not expect a man to be abstinent.
Why not? Why do women have to be abstinent? Why do women have to hold up godly morals and men can't?
It's a double standard. But it's unfortunate.
It doesn't have to be.
It's very sad. But it's the truth.
I don't appreciate how nonchalant you're being.
I'm just saying it's the truth.
It's very sad.
I'm telling you. No high value math.
I want to stop it right there. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Cash Out? I want to stop it right there, right? She asked a very important question. Why is it affair for men and not for women. Well, I had to explain this, and I hope this make a lot of sense to a lot of y'all females out there watching. The dude is the one that have to court you, right? So if he's the one that got to court you and do all this stuff to finally get access to you, why would he want to do that if you're giving access to another man for free? You're not the one paying all the bills. You're not the one man with the expectations of you paying all the bills and taking care of him. Your expectations is for him to be the head of the household. You want him to cover all the bills. So if he's going to be covering all the bills, why would he want to do anything for you and just to get access to your body and hear you screwing somebody else and with no minimum requirement?
Mm-hmm.
That's why that double standard exists.
Absolutely, and it's crazy because if I was a woman, I wouldn't even have this argument. I don't care about it being a double standard. I care about my body and I care who's trying to enter it. So yes, I would be on the higher moral, godly ground than a man because he ain't the one that's got to carry any babies, or he ain't the one that's got to go through a lot of stuff that I go through as a woman. So if you tell me it's a double standard, fine, fuck it, it's a double standard. So I'm going to be abstinent until marriage, and he don't have to be, and I'm not going to complain about it. I was born a woman, he was born a man. Ain't nothing you can do about it but protect yourself and your body.
People act like they don't understand why double standards exist. And they really don't understand the perspective and the point of it. It's the same with a girl can kiss another girl, can even be in a relationship with another woman and come back to a monogamous relationship, a heterosexual relationship. And it won't be held against them, right?
Right.
A dude, any man that's dominating another man or being dominated by another man, you can't come back. You can never come back. And if you do, you're never going to have the same respect as a man that been heterosexual the whole time. So
Absolutely.
That's a double standard where women, they can go back and forth. Men, you cannot. You know what I'm saying? Once you cross that line, you are in a place of no return. And you may not think you are, but you are in a place of no return. So, you know what I'm saying? Because most women want their men to be dominant. But if you're being dominated by another man, how can a woman respect that? How can she respect you as her protector? You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
If me and a woman is in somewhere and a dude kicks in the door and starts shooting, I ain't gonna be like, hey, woman, go save me. It's the man protects the woman. So again, I'm not against a lot of double standards because again, who do you blame? Do you blame your mom and daddy for bringing you here? Or do you blame God for bringing you here? Whoever you blame for bringing you on earth, it's over. Either you was born a man or you was born a woman, and these are the rules of walking on this earth. As a woman, I know I have things that are positive and negative. As a man, I know I have things that are positive and negative, and there's going to always be double standards, always. So I don't.
And they exist for a reason.
Double standards. I have no reason why people even do it.
They exist for a reason, and it's a common sense reason. You know what I'm saying? It makes a world of sense of why those double standards exist. Nature and nurture is the reason why they exist. Because you can't argue and debate against what's our nature and what's our nurture. So I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of this, though, man. I want y'all to hear the rest of this out. Because I thought this was good, man. She had some good takes in this.
Masculine human man wants a woman that's getting turned out by 3 other men currently. Even if there's 2 other men currently. If you're dating a high-value feminine woman want to be with a man who's slinging through the neighborhood. This is the thing. When he meets her, he starts to cut them off. I expect a man to be a man, and if you're not having sex with me, I expect you to be having sex with other people. That's fine. Because those women are in a zone that they can't get out of.
I ain't mean to cut that off. But it was something else I wanted to address.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to address, ladies. I don't even think y'all understand. Your definition of a high-value woman and our definition of a high-value woman, totally different. Sky, now tell me if I'm wrong or stop me when I'm wrong. When we consider high-value women, those are women that are hard to get access to.
Right.
It's like if everybody can buy the same diamond ring or everybody can have one particular diamond ring, doesn't make it really valuable. No. Exactly. Women, that's what y'all are. Y'all are diamonds. All right? The more people that got access to y'all, the less valuable you are.
Absolutely.
It's the difference between being able to be a bag in a Louis Vuitton store and being a bag in Walmart. Now, the person Walmart isn't as valuable as the one in Louis Vuitton. Mm-hmm. Why? Because everybody don't have access to buy the one in Louis Vuitton. But the one in Walmart, man, you know what I mean? People got their hands on it, picking it up, seeing how I look on them, putting it back down, and the next person come do the same thing. And then multiple people got that same thing. I ain't talking about a knockoff. I'm talking about the original.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So women, y'all high valueness come from y'all, the less body count y'all got. And I don't think a lot of women understand it. They don't understand that what makes them valuable is the lack of people that actually have access to them. That's why you can't just be having babies with a bum. You know what I'm saying? Because that is stuff like that knocks off your value. When y'all say high value, y'all think it's your education or the money y'all make. We don't give a damn about that. You can be the top lawyer in the top firm. And we know you slept with 200 men. Guess what? No man gonna want to be with you. I'm
it's
sorry.
Worth his weight and gold. You're right, hey.
Yes, a man is worth something.
Absolutely. And I like the way that the woman is talking because she's saying, I expect the man to be a man, but I'm not going to lower my values just because there are other women out here that don't want to raise theirs. So if I'm dating a man and I'm telling him I'm going to be celibate until marriage and he can't wait, goodbye. And I appreciate that. I respect that.
Me too, man.
Because too. As much.
Especially when I hear stuff like this from, like, this is a beautiful woman. So when I hear stuff like this, man, it's comfortable.
Absolutely.
And to be respected.
And think about it, Damo, just as much as her body counts for some of them, ours too, right? So here's a woman who's a virgin, and as a man, you just slept with 500 women. Do you think she wants you? Even though you're a good provider, you make good money, like an NBA player. The NBA players are known for sleeping with 200 women, right? So
now, why do you think they women, for the most part, don't leave? Like Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. Why do you think Beyonce, as beautiful as she was or is, why do you think she didn't leave?
Because who's she gonna find higher than Jay-Z? She would have to go down. Yeah, exactly. Go down, right?
Exactly, because women value men's resources and his ability to provide. Men value a woman's what?
Yeah, and
her body, the lack of access.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think people don't understand that aspect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why it was brilliant what she said. I respect him because this is a whole Western thing. Men was not until the last 100 and some odd years, we had multiple wives.
Thank you.
We have concubines.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and most of it is men in power. Because the men in power, if they can afford it, what's stopping them?
Nothing. But you go ancient times when women was just property, like slaves. They didn't talk, they didn't do anything, and all they did was shower, look good, and get ready to have sex, and then shower, look good, get ready to have that's it, and have babies. That was it. Absolutely. This is a Western society thing, right? And if you think I'm lying, go on certain parts of the world, go in certain parts of Africa, because they still live that way. They still live that way. That a woman's job is she knows her role, she knows her job, and she would never cheat on her man. And even though she knows he's a man, he's probably out here. He got a family here in this hut, a family here in that tent, a family here in that tent, and it is what it is. So when this woman is like, "Hey, I'm a virgin. I'm gonna wait until marriage," if she's willing to put herself on that high pedestal and wait for a good man who has a low body count, I respect that. Now, it's going to be a long wait. It's going to be because I don't know too many men, depending on her age, how old she look, 29, 30?
No, she in her 40s.
But then in your 40s, it's really going to be long because dudes are having sex at 16. So from 16 to 40, some of these young boys will probably hit the 200 more.
She look good. So with that mindset and the way she look, I don't think she's going to have much trouble.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure she probably already married now. If not, she close to it. If I was a betting man, I put my money on the
But
line.
the narrative of the thing is just double standards about why women have to do certain things that men are not allowed a whole standard to. Yeah. And again, I don't argue with people over double standards because we would be arguing all day. That would be like telling an atheist there's a God. You're gonna be arguing all day. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have time for that. So it is what it is.
And we can turn that conversation alone, Scott, we can turn that to a whole nother hour.
Absolutely.
We can get really going down that rabbit hole, we can get real deep. You know that?
Yeah. Absolutely correct.
Man, this last topic we're gonna talk about is, and I think, and I'm glad I came across this because I say this all the time, especially when I hear my ladies, man, the way y'all complain, like y'all really need to hear this, right? And a lot of y'all won't admit to it, but a lot of y'all need to hear it. And fellas, and majority of y'all too. So without further ado, let me go ahead and play this.
To be treated I didn't want. That's just the honest truth, right?
Wait a minute. All right, it cut out on me, so let me refresh this because I want to make sure y'all hear this good.
Be true. That's just the honest truth, right? And if more people would just be honest about the fact that they have met good people, they have met solid people who would have been great partners in a relationship, but for whatever reason, it was just something about that person you just couldn't get with, and that's the reason why you didn't move forward. Most of us have met good people. That's what y'all really need to start talking more about online instead of who don't do what and what you can't get. You've met good people. Stop it. Right? And if you haven't, it's definitely something wrong with you. It's definitely something wrong with you. You are the problem if you've never met a good man. You've never met a good woman. You just didn't want them. You just didn't want them. Keep it up. You just didn't want them. And for whatever reason it was that you didn't want them is your business, but you didn't want them, but you did meet them. You did. Stop it. Like, I never get jealous when I see women get online and show the stuff that they man doing for them because I look at said man and I know if I was put in the position for said man, I wouldn't have wanted him. I wouldn't have wanted him, so there's no way for me to be jealous of what he's doing when I know that I would have passed on him. I would have passed on him. And that's just the truth. Most of the time, the people who are going to treat you right, you just don't be wanting them.
She is absolutely right. She is absolutely right. You know what, man? And this is why I don't have female friends. Because I used to have female friends as a teenager, right? You're right now. She's speaking facts. I used to have, and this is why you would never. If I was a bachelor right now, I would not have female friends. And you know why I wouldn't have female friends? Because I would have to sit there and listen to them complain about the dude they with that they chose, and then here ain't no good man. Do you know how insulting that is with me standing here talking about ain't no good man? And I had to deal with that shit when I was a teen. And I was like, man, you bimbo. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't that you ain't met no good guys. Your preference is your preference. And you are allowed to have your preference. But it's your preference to keep y'all single and lonely. Because y'all got these standards. You know, it's one thing what you want and what you need. Don't never confuse the two. Because some people chase what they want instead of focusing on what it is that they need. And then see stuff and they be like, you know, like I seen this video where this dude on Valentine's Day, because you know these videos come out Valentine's Day, but this dude, man, he, you know, got the hotel room setting, the rose petals all over the place, candles all over the place, you know what I'm saying, balloons, and, you know, decorated the wall, only to be stood up by the chick. Now, what do you think was in them comments? What do you think was in them comments below that?
He's a simp.
I mean, this brother laid it out.
He's a fool. He's a simp. He got played.
No, not from the women.
What did they say?
Not the dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The dudes said that, yeah.
But what do you think the women did?
They was probably hoping they had a man like that would do the same thing for them.
And you know the crazy part is? If that dude was single that did that, and they had access to him, they pass him up. If he's not their preference, they pass him up. And this is why I don't never have sympathy and empathy for people who get dogged. Because you did that to yourself. There are dudes, there are so many good dudes. I hate when I see dudes, women talk about ain't no good men. You wouldn't know one if he stood and smacked you in the face. Same with dudes. You can't be talking about ain't no good women out here, and all you do is focus on the woman's ass and her breast. Of course, man, you're focusing in the wrong area. You focus on the wrong thing, bro. It is good women out here. You just don't know the qualities to look for in a good woman because your mom wasn't a good woman. Your mom is the one that set the bar. You, if you were raised by a single mom, should know the qualities of a good woman if your mom was a good woman. Obviously, she wouldn't. If you don't know, if you had the blueprint of what was supposed to be a good woman in front of you, being raised by it your whole life, and you can't recognize a good woman. What does that say about your mom? And I know that statement, man, gonna hit a couple people when they come and watch this, but I'm telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes, if you got your mama, man, that's the blueprint. You mean to tell me you don't know the qualities to look for in a good woman? That's admittance that your mom ain't no good. You should be able to see certain qualities in her and be like, yeah, this will make her, you know, good for a relationship.
Absolutely. I just, to me, again, it's something that I just can't seem to argue for or against, because, again, everybody has their preference, man. And depending on your household, if your mama and your aunties are all they dated was thugs and your uncles wasn't nothing but a bunch of pimps and then when you as a female come out of you in high school, do you honestly think you're going to look for the good guys? No. You're 16, 17, 18. All you know is what you see. So I don't use that against a lot of women because that's all they know until they start dating these guys, getting beat up, abused, having kids. Then they realize, well, damn, maybe now I should try the good guy. Well, you should have tried them in high school, but that's just not what you was for, or that was not presented in your life growing up in the household.
Well, it's like, why does it take a person putting their hand on the stove and getting their hand burned off to figure out that that's not good for them? The issue, and it's a gender war going on. And the issue within that gender war is, why do you have to go through the bad experiences to learn lessons? Why can't you watch other people? Because I've learned a lot of lessons just by observing other people and how the results, what the results was for them.
Absolutely.
That's the issue. Why do we always have to go through the worst experiences before now I get it? Why?
Some people have to. I know.
And it feel like in Sky, stop me if I'm wrong, but it feel like the majority of people are like that. Especially a lot of women. They gotta have a kid with the worst kind of dude that ain't got no job, a 150 credit score, you know what I'm saying? 30 felonies, 3 stabbings, 10 kidnaps, and 7, tricked old women. Before it's like, okay, well, I shouldn't be doing this. And vice versa. Like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Like, this chick ain't nothing. You know what I mean? She don't assist you in anything. It's all about what can you do for her? I, my happiness, me, I. And then you get to complaining. Why? You picked her. Well, what good qualities? What made you like her? And then when you sit and listen to it, you be like, man, so you wasn't in love with her. You was in lust with her. You was lusting over her. Well, of course, man, these are the results you're going to get because you was in lust.
Absolutely.
You ain't get to know who you was with.
And that's true. So when you at that age and you have a choice, because even if you grew up in a terrible household, you still have a choice, It's just, again, some people, I don't know if it's the easy, lazy way out to go that way, because sometimes trying to court a good man, you might have to put in some time and effort, because they don't just put up with a bunch of bullshit. That's why. A lot of these other niggas put up bullshit because they after one thing. They slaves to their dicks. They don't give a shit about what you say or what you do. They just trying to have sex. And a lot of them end up getting killed any damn way chasing these damn girls. But they're the easiest ones to get. A man with a value and standards sometimes is going to put you through a little ringer before he brings you into his life. Because I always thought it took me so long to build up what I have. The wrong woman can tear it down quicker than I built it up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially I used to watch movies like Helen of Troy and Cleopatra, all these women that brought down nations. You know what I'm saying? That's what's in my mind. So I was like, damn, these women got nations fighting over them. Imagine what a grown woman would do to come into your life. Tear down everything you worked hard to build.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Scott. Damn. I don't have nothing more to add to that, man.
Hey, that was a good day. I like that. I hope everybody learned something today. They learned something. But if we go back to the earlier topics, I hope that's one of the things Trump does. I hope he makes DHS and Human Service Department and Child Departments start having folks check up on these kids, because that is ridiculous for nobody to know that them kids didn't have a mama or a daddy in that house. What did she do? Pay the bills remotely? Like, who paid that?
She had to. Man, it's a bizarre. Nothing shocks me in the world anymore. I would love to say that I'm shocked. But nothing shocks me anymore, man.
Yeah. I'm like that too.
When I read that story, last week or what that girl made that dude do, to prove his love to her, all bets are off. All bets are off, man. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I was like, hell no, he's stronger than me. There ain't no way in hell, and I ain't gonna go back into that. But I'm just gonna say, nothing shocks me anymore, man. Nothing. Nothing, nobody.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm there too. That nothing kind of shocks me. You know what I'm saying? But that kind of did though. Maybe if it was a year or two, I could say. But 5, that something had, because the oldest child ain't old enough to comprehend what adulting and raising siblings are. Something should have went wrong for somebody to come in there and say, "Hey, we don't see no cars over here. We don't see nobody coming to the mailbox. Ain't nobody cutting the grass over here." Like, you don't know who to call if the service power go out. You don't know who.
I'm gonna tell you why that happened. I'm gonna tell you how that can happen. People be like, mind your business. That whole mind your business, in our community, and that's what people did. They ain't asked no questions. And this is why I'm gonna say this to my Caucasian brothers and sisters. This is why I'd rather live amongst y'all than amongst people that look like me and my complexion. Because I know y'all gonna tattletale. I know y'all gonna be like, there was a 6'1" tall white male dressed in a brown UPS uniform with like dirty brown boots and black socks, and he showed up to 601, 32 seconds, and he dropped off a 6x9x3 package at your back door, and then, man, he sit and he wrote something down, and then he was gone 3 minutes later. Y'all gonna tell that shit in grade detail. You don't need cameras when you live in a all-white neighborhood. But it's when I'm with my brothers and sisters I gotta worry about. Because then y'all act like y'all ain't seen shit. Y'all be gossiping about everything else, and y'all know everything going on in the neighborhood except for the shit that we need y'all to know. Tell me I'm lying.
Right.
When, I had my car broken into, and I got neighbors that's all they do is gossip, talk about each other. Oh, know who doing what all day long. Car get broken into, y'all ain't no shit. You know what I'm saying? So I know how y'all work. This is why, I guarantee you that the story is on my page. I bet you there was some black kids. I can tell you that. I guarantee you, them probably was some black kids. I wouldn't be shocked.
Report card day, parent teachers conference, doctor's appointments. Like, come on now. That's hard to believe 5 years. Come on, godly.
Yeah.
The baby daddies that would come by to see their kids.
Man, Scott, think about this. Let your kid miss one day of school, even for a doctor's appointment. Man, you getting a phone call to your house, automated service, then you get, and it be like, such and such was not available on this day, 2/18/2025. Such and such was not available. And, and it's automated services now. They will call, check on you. They will bombard you if your kid missed one day. How the hell these kids missed 4 to 5 years and nobody knew what was going on? Nobody? The dumbest shit I've ever heard. Meanwhile, the mama's going to get that fake wig done. You know what I'm saying? She getting to get that do done, and them bushy eyebrows and them Tyrannosaurus Rex nails. She getting that stuff done, though. Buying the kids a meal once a week. Piss me off. Meals on wheels. And then the whole thing, she Meals on Wheels now. She sliding the food up on the porch like she a prison guard. How the prison guards set the food there?
Absolutely. Man. Absolutely. You're right about that. And I agree with you, man. Friendship is very important, man. That's why a lot of girls that if y'all got true friendships, I would never be in a relationship with them. Keep that friendship going, because boyfriend and girlfriends come and go, wives come and go, fiancés come and go. But if you can find you a true friend, that's hard to come by.
Man, my wife got to be my best friend. Because if she's not my best friend, then what is the point?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I understand the whole female friendship when you're a bachelor, but eventually, once you get married, you know, like mine is my best friend. I can go and tell her anything. I can't tell anybody in the world. I haven't met anybody in the world that I can tell anything to. I can tell her anything. Some of the things I will probably be embarrassed to share with other people, you know what I'm saying? Or if I got something going on, it's easy to share with her compared to other people. Like, there's nothing I can do to be embarrassed when I'm dealing with her compared to other people. Once you get married, your wife's supposed to become that. If your wife's not that, or if the woman you hope to marry ain't that, then you with the wrong woman. And vice versa. Vice versa, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Man, you know, I'm pissed off. You know, Sky, I know we're getting ready to go, but I just want to make this big point. Man, because I really used to be pissed off about this. To sit up, and you know how disrespectful it is to go to school or be friends with any female that's talking about ain't no good man, and you got a friend, a female friend, that beautiful, right? And you like, here I go, we get along, and this and that, and there ain't no good man around. Damn, heifer, I'm ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, what we gonna be friends for what? You like shoe shopping. I don't like shoe shopping. You know, you don't like doing the same things I like. It's unless you find a female that like guy stuff, what we gonna be friends and talk about? I don't want to talk about your relationship. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about your boyfriend. I don't. You picked him, ho. You picked him.
Yeah, you're right. And I should be more like that, but for sometimes I just like to listen because I like to learn. I always learn something when these girls talk about these terrible guys and abusive relationships, domestic violence, baby daddies, and all this stuff. I be like, because sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Sometimes listening to these girls is better than going to a movie. Because I'll be like, even Hollywood couldn't write this stuff that you telling me.
Man, not female friends. I've come to the conclusion that they are associates. I don't have female friends because I'm not going to go to a female, and that's dangerous. And the reason why I look at it like I don't want female friends is because what I'm going to do, go when me and my wife having an issue, go talk to her. She can't be a friend anyway. I mean, you don't want to talk to a dude either about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're really opening the door. You know what I'm saying? But you really don't want to talk to a female about it. There's certain things that, man, you can't even enjoy. Like, would we being friends for what? It don't even serve a point. For me, after I find I'm married, so it's not even a purpose to find a female friend now. It's pointless. You know, and I respect everybody else that do got female friends, because I got friends that, you know, man, that's married or in relationships, got female friends. I just don't have no purpose in it. I don't see the purpose. Because I can't hang with her. If I hang with her, then what's going to happen? Now I'm going to have trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be friction between me and my wife. So what's the point?
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. For some people, they have both male friends, female friends, and wives, you know. I mean, but I understand where you coming from, what you said. I never thought about that. But again, you know, it all goes back.
They're going to be talking to me about some shit that I don't want to talk about. Like, you know, I used to have, I'm telling you, I used to have nothing but female friends. And what I notice is they talk about shit that I don't want to talk about. Heifer, I gave you advice on what kind of man to pick, and you picked the total opposite. Absolutely. Why are we here talking about, I know y'all can relate to that. Do y'all give me their advice? And then they do the opposite of what the fuck you done told them, excuse my language. No, they done did the opposite of what you done told them, and then you're like, why am I in this friendship again? What am I getting out of this?
Absolutely. When they don't listen, or all they talk about is shit that you don't care about. And I don't mean stuff I don't care about. Like, you have female friends that the only thing they know is drugs and men and sex. That's all they talk about. They ain't talking about men, they talking about drugs, they ain't talking about drugs, they talking about sex. Like, they don't have a comprehension of finances and college and going to school. They talk about the same bullshit all the time. Absolutely. And then you give them advice and they don't listen. And then they come back and like, I should have listened to you. Fuck that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to start knocking some of mine down to associates. Like, I'll see you when I see you. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna start knocking some of mine.
Man, you'll have more peace. I'm telling you, you will have so much. I got so much peace.
Fix it.
You know, and then a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? I noticed that, and this is when, as through the years, man, they was falling off like leaves. Because, man, I see that a lot of them, man, and then I'm advancing to here in a marriage and you still in high school when it comes to a relationship.
Absolutely.
We don't even have nothing to talk about. We can't even go. I can't get with you and say, hey, why don't me and my wife, you and your husband go, you know what I'm saying? Because if they got a man, you think they man gonna want them hanging around another man that's married? No. So it's impossible to have female friends as you advance in a marriage. You see what I'm saying? Because it's so many issues, including like I said, just the normal one of, bitch, you talking about stuff I don't want to talk about.
Absolutely.
I want to talk about your bad pick of men.
Absolutely.
I was single and I wasn't good enough for you. I don't want now. No, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about finances. Let's talk about investment. Let's talk about some shit that really matters.
And it's hard to find those people, man.
And you ain't gonna really find that in women because women don't, for the most part, don't have interest in the things that men have interest in. That's why it's really not meant for us to be really friends. The friendship is to see if anything can evolve out of companionship. Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I was mistitling a lot of females because they weren't friends. They were really just associates.
Absolutely.
Because I wasn't hanging with them or nothing.
I agree with you 100% on everything you just said. So I'm going to have to start doing that because it hurts my head to keep repeating myself. And again, they talk about the same baby daddies and how he ain't this and that, but then you turn around and you're still hanging with him. So how you gonna if you talk bad about them, and then a week or two later you out hanging with them? So they talk out of both sides of their mouths. So you're right, you're wasting my time. Hey man, you remember that?
Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it don't serve a purpose with me, man, I just to the point, Sky, where I'm just like, I don't want nothing to do with this. This don't serve a purpose for me. And so, but I did it. I don't have nothing against those that are in situations and got friends and whatnot. It's just not for me. Just because it ain't for me, I'm not, any of y'all out there watching, I'm not passing judgment on any of y'all. It's just not for me. I just don't want to deal with females like that. Like, I don't want to hear about what the F you talking about. I'm sorry.
I would prefer to have a female friends that's like a CEO of something, or stuff like that. I prefer. There are a lot of mine I'm gonna drop down to associates because again, a lot of them are not past that high school stage, and a lot of them making bad decisions. And those are usually the ones that hit you up every now and then. Can you help me? Can you send me this? Can you cash at me? Those usually those ones that do that. That ain't mature. They're still in that. They in their 30s and 40s, still in that same position. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Now I'm gonna have to go through my contacts and drop some of these people down to associates.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of women, man, you know, and then when they get in relationships, man, then you'll see where the friendship go. They only really, a lot of them, when I've noticed, if the man is in a marriage or relationship, that's, you know, man, they want to reach out and be friends with you. But then when they is in a situation, you don't hear from them. You don't hear from them.
You sure don't.
And so, but hey, Sky, man, I think today's show was absolutely excellent, man.
Yes.
We got to fix this scenario and make sure that we get these other platforms connected next week.
Absolutely. I'm going to go into my password book and see of my Restream access to working. If not, I'll just create a whole new account. And so that way, when you send me the link, maybe I'll have to log in first to
go in.
Yeah.
Will do, man. I'm off tomorrow, so I might connect with you and see if we can get this all situated at some point tomorrow. Man, let's pray that there's no snow. Also send a prayer to, I know the people in southern Kentucky, it's like 12 people lost their life. You know what I'm saying? Due to floods. So, you know, I think it was western Kentucky maybe that had really, really bad floods. Folks that's hit by any disasters, y'all are always in our prayer, man. And that's what it is, man. There's a hope for no snow.
Absolutely. As it says, supposed to be coming. So, and then they ain't supposed to warm up to what, Thursday. So between tonight and Wednesday, is he gonna be freezing cold at 4 degrees? Or you might have some snow on the ground, or maybe some ice. So y'all be careful out there.
I take the 4 degrees. Just keep the ice, Lord. Light on the ice and snow. Give me the
Light
4
on
degrees. Hell,
absolutely.
I take minus 15 before I take snow and ice.
Absolutely. I get
man,
it.
You want to plug in again on the show tonight?
Again, man, I have new music from J Rev. I have new music from Show Daddy. I have new music from Launchpad. Tonight, the D Bling Radio Show. New music, y'all. Be ready to listen. You're going to be excited. Offtopradio.com. That is offtopradio.com. And then we'll take that music after so many rotations and we'll put it on the streaming platform, which is offtoprecords.net. That is offtoprecords.net. Y'all, let's have a great time tonight. Tune in, listen. I don't care if you're at work or your phone. When the link is out, click on it. You know, comment. Tell me what songs you like, what you didn't like. It's all on the website. When you click on, you'll go to the website. And at the bottom, the player will be there, so you hit the player or whatever. Or you can contact me. It has a contact form on the website. However you want to do it. And if you are an artist and looking for radio spins, send it to me as an MP3. That is a MP3. If you don't know, you can go online and get a free MP3 converter. You just download it to your computer, and you'll upload it as a wave, and it'll convert it as an MP3. Then you'll save it back down to your hard drive as that MP3, name it, and then send it to my email as an MP3, and then I'm able to upload it and put you in rotation. And then, don't forget, I gotta give a shout out to my cousin, Jay Smith. Shout out, happy birthday to him. Shout out to him. Today is his birthday. And then don't forget, Saturday, the 22nd, I'm in Huntington, Tennessee for Inhumane Championship Wrestling. And Sunday, I'm in Tullahoma, Tennessee for No Limit Pro Wrestling. So if you just want to see Sky Black live, you can come to those 2 dates, Saturday, Sunday, come there.
All right, man. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, man. Thank Naj, thank you.
Man.
I know I got some probably some interaction on Facebook, but it's hard for me to see them messages right now. Thank all my people that came through on Bigo, TikTok. Shout out to all my people on TikTok, Twitch. Shout out to my people on Twitch, and YouTube, man. Shout out to my people on YouTube, man. Appreciate you guys too. I just want to leave with this, man. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. So you only got to worry about the things you can control. If you can't control it, put it in God's hands And if you are standing on this half of the dirt, you are winning. All right. Especially if you woke up on this half of the dirt, and if you go to bed on this half of the dirt, you won the day. So
Amen.
I just wanted to leave y'all with that.
Amen. Amen. So until next Tuesday, y'all remember Tuesdays is the best day of the week. So we'll see y'all next week. And what else is supposed to be? Oh, you know what I meant to say before we leave? Are we doing anything? And you don't have to, Damon. I was just asking. Are we doing anything for Black History Month on this show or no?
We can.
Okay,
we can. Just a quick tidbit. Mm-hmm. I'm one of them people that I think that I don't really celebrate and never got into the whole thing of Black History Month. Because I think Black History Month is American history. Mm-hmm. I don't like that they separate us from American. We American. You know what I'm saying? All the inventors, American. These aren't Africans. They never been to Africa. Right. So, man, I don't understand. I get why they separate us. It's the same way with the Black National Anthem. Why? Why do we need a Black anthem? We Americans. The American anthem is our anthem. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I want to leave with this, man, because this actually, Sky, I'm glad you said that. Man, y'all, I just want to remind y'all, America got a lot of issues. It do. I would never tell y'all it don't. But with that said, do not forget that we are in the greatest country in the world. Mm-hmm. Why do I say it's the greatest country in the world? Where else can you go out, disrespect the politicians, burn the flag, wave another country's flag in that country, and still have your freedom in life?
Absolutely.
Where can you go and have any sexual or gender preference you want and still have your freedom in life?
Right. You're right.
Where can you go and worship whatever you want to worship in religion and still have your freedom in life?
Absolutely.
See, we've gotten so used to being spoiled by freedoms that we forget that some of the things that we do over here, we can't do anywhere else in the world.
Absolutely. Burning flags, burning money, talking about the president. Putin would have you killed.
Man,
maybe not a peasant, but let's say you on TV talking about him. Yeah, you coming up missing the next day.
You know how many reporters and people go missing in other countries based on things that they said? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Man, and reporters, the only reason why you know that they got snatched up is because they reporters. Mm-hmm. They popular. The people that just regular folks like you and I, when we disappear, ain't nobody coming to look for us. We at the government's mercy. So y'all don't forget that. Y'all talk about our freedoms are being taken away. You don't understand anything about what freedom is if you think your freedom is being taken away. Go on and talk to one of the women in the Middle East. Ladies, go talk to one of them women about their freedom. And let's see if you still feel the same.
Absolutely. So whether they're complaining about Roe versus Wade, which is the abortion topic, at least you have a chance to voice your opinion. In other countries, if they tell you have an abortion and not to do it and you do it, you're going to be some serious consequences. You know, here in America, we're innocent to proven guilty, right? So America says don't do drugs and you do it. They might give you a slap on the hand, put you on probation, do some community service. You go to one of these other countries and you get caught doing that same bullshit, you're going to wish you had it. So yeah, our freedoms here, even though nothing is perfect in this world, but you have more freedoms here than you will. Just go south of the border. Go down to Mexico. You know, it's parts of Mexico, the police and the dignitaries don't go because the cartels run that down there. You go on vacation in Mexico and come up missing, we won't find you. If the cartels come to get you, they come to get you.
And that's why, Sky, it angers me when people say, well, when has America ever been for us? You know, and when they say us, black folks, right now.
Absolutely.
You can't go to Africa. You can't go over there and try to be and talk about you a homosexual and see how far that'll get you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the Muslim countries, you're damn right. They will cut your thing off and
go over to the countries and cheat, ladies, go over in them countries and cheat and see how far that gets
you. Absolutely. Them women are covered up, and the only people who can see them are their husbands. And some countries we go to, a woman can't walk by herself. She has to be escorted by a man. She better not walk out that house by herself. That's against the law.
Yep. And so, man, we can't forget the freedoms we got over here. Like, we really got it good. For all the whining, there's a reason why people don't want to leave.
Absolutely.
They won't tell y'all, but I just wanted to say that. I don't want to ramble on, but I just want to keep y'all to remind y'all that. All right?
Oh, yeah. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
And, you know, with children don't think like children, so I don't expect them to think like an adult. So if a child is talking to me about stuff like that, I understand you childish, you don't know. But when adults are talking like that, you know better. You know in other countries what it's like. You know there's different laws in Canada, different laws in Mexico, different laws in Central America, South America. You know better than to be out here talking about some, man, America ain't for us, and why am I gonna fight for this country when this country don't fight for us, and this and that. Yeah, like, you get to stand out here and talk stupid and go home.
Yeah.
Try that in these other countries.
Think about Sky. Think about, like, right now, they're protesting against immigration and ICE. Think about all the Mexican flags you see going down the streets of America. Now, imagine, what do you think will happen to us if we went to Mexico? What do you think will happen if we went to Mexico and we were protesting with the American
flag? And that's
flag?
what I'm saying.
How far do you think
America is at least trying to deport people a human way. In other countries, how many people has ICE deported? 100,000, 110,000? Half of them be dead. They just came to and just shot all y'all and then threw your asses in the river, in the ocean.
They wouldn't even let them get over the line. Shot you. If they see them crossing over, they're shooting on sight. You're absolutely right. That's how great the country is.
They're going to deport you. They're going to kick in your door, take you, your grandma, the baby. They don't give a shit and send you wherever you got to go. And if you resist it, they're going to shoot you. So in America, at least we're getting rid of the illegal immigrants a humane way. Or the best that we can. The best that we can. How about that? But these other countries, man, they don't give a damn about human life. Go to these countries where they don't care. Kids are 14 years old carrying AKs and SKs, dude, at 14.
Yeah.
But these dudes out in the streets talking about, I'm hard, I'm a thug, I'll kill people, I got guns. Okay, well, let me ship you over to these countries where they can defend themselves. It's easy to be in America and shoot innocent people who don't have guns. Let me send these prisoners to these countries where everybody got them. I bet you ain't shooting as fast as you think you are.
You know, there's a reason why in these other countries you don't have so many out of wedlock situation children. You know why? Because there is no government assistance. I was talking to somebody in another country. There is no child support. They like child support. Ain't no government and nobody collecting no child support. That is not even a thing in other countries. We got it good, especially our women. Our women really got it good. You know what I'm saying? They just spoil and don't get in your own way. Do not get in your own way because, man, you don't know what it is. Persecution, you have no idea of what real persecution is. But hey, man, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. Be safe. If it snows later on or tomorrow and you in the southern area, stay indoors, man. Don't risk it. All right? All right, y'all. Peace and love. Until next week, we are out.